Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be taking a look at this, which is the NECA Robocop vs Terminator video game Rocket Launcher Robocop. So I picked up this figure from the comic collector's shop that I picked up the, what did I get? That's it, the bronze endoskeleton from. If you guys haven't seen that video, go check it out. And yeah, he was only £15. So I thought, I've never played the game, but he looks like a great figure, so why not? So I had no expectations when going into this, and I have to say, I'm actually really impressed by it. So let's have a look at him. So first of all, we'll just take a look at the box. So this is the packaging. It's very similar to the packaging that the Terminator figures come in for this game. You can see you have Rocket Launcher Robocop, and then you just have Robocop on the front here. It's meant to be Terminator versus Robocop, so if you got both the Terminator and the Robocop and you put them together, it would say Terminator Robocop. So ages 17 and up. This nice promotional image in that very pixely kind of look, which is nice. And then on the back, you've got a great image of the figure. This is how it looked in the video game, I'm assuming. So, yeah, very, very cool. Pardon me. In the crumbling ruins of a world under siege, man-machine meets machine-man as legendary cyborgs clash to decide the fate of the Earth. It sounds like an awesome game. See, those arcade games that you guys had like back in the 80s and 90s, they were so creative. Like, you used to get all kinds of cool stuff, and you don't see stuff like this today, and it's a real shame. What I do love is you get this kind of pixely backdrop of what the game looked like, which is very, very cool. You can see this is meant to be like an alleyway with some posters on there. You got the city in the background. It's very nice. It's just a thin cardboard, but it works good enough. You could always just stand your figure in there, for display options. But let's take a look at the figure himself. So, yeah, I really actually like him. I have to say, I'm quite a huge fan of NECA's video game figures. I think like the paint is just phenomenal on them. The way they take, a sculpt that has so much detail and they give it this kind of animated look that I really, really like it. And I love this purple on the back. I just really like these colours. I love the colour scheme of this figure. I also have the Terminator Endo Gunner from this game, which has a very similar colour scheme to this. And I think these two are going to look great on the shelf. One figure I always wish I'd picked up was the Plasma Rifle T800. Hopefully I'll find him. But he's also from this game. So, yeah. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I'm not really much of an expert on Robocop because I haven't actually watched any of the original films yet. I've seen the remake, which I actually quite like, but I know the originals are, far more violent and grim. But yeah, I need to get round to that eventually. But yeah. See, and I really like the flames. I love how the flames like protrude out, and you've even got the sort of orange shadowing on there. I think this figure is a reuse from the battle damaged Robocop, and the reason why is because you've got all this kind of denting and cracking all over the body, and you've got bullet holes and everything, so it's basically just a repaint of the battle damaged Robocop. So in terms of articulation, the legs are on this very strange kind of, I think it's actually a ball joint, which is really nice, considering this is an older figure. So you can bring the legs right the way forward and right the way back, really big range of motion. You can also kind of pivot them out slightly and forward and back slightly. I really like that, actually. It's much better than those horrible joints they use on all their other older figures. You have a 90-degree bend on the knee, which is very, very good. It's got kind of a sort of, it's very tight. It's got a sort of ratchet joint feel to it. The feet can go forward and back, and they're on these pistons, as you can see at the back here, that actually do work. And they feel very solid, you know, like I often do worry about pistons, especially with NECA figures, you know, them being fragile, but actually they do work really, really well. They don't feel like they're going to break. You do have a rotation here, actually in they have a rotation at the waist, and also a slight rotation at the chest. You see here, I've actually just gotten that to work, actually. So that's cool. You can do a full 360 at the shoulder, as well as bring them out slightly. This arm you can bring out more because this one is hindered by the flames. A little loose there, but there you go. A rough 90-degree bend at the elbow. A full 360 at the hands. And this head's on a very nice ball joint, so you've got a large range of motion. You can go right the way forward, quite far back, full 360 if you want to, and you can also pivot from side to side. Now, because the flames are a soft PVC, you know, they won't scratch any of the paint off, but, you know, it's just be careful when doing full 360s. And then for accessories, you can see I've already given him his pistol, which has the same kind of colour scheme. You've got the blue and the purple, so that's cool. But what really makes this figure, I think, is, well, the clues in the name, is the rocket launcher. So this is awesome. So once again, same deco as the actual figure. You got the purple with the blues and the light blue highlights. But what is really awesome about this, and I have to say I am addicted to doing this, is you can actually break the gun open like you're about to pop the grenade in. It always reminds me of Arnold from Terminator 2 when he has that grenade launcher. He always breaks it open, puts the shell in, clamps it back, and, you know. And what's great is you actually do come with the little missile. Now, you can't actually put the missile in here. You know, you can kind of sit it in there, but unfortunately, because of Robocop's limited articulation, you can't really display him reloading it because, you know, you can't bring his other hand over, so it wouldn't really look right. As you can see, it's kind of held on with a little plastic peg here, and this is, well, it's simple. It's got a little peg through there. I wouldn't recommend that you do this all the time, because I worry that, you know, if you continuously do it, eventually, because this is just a piece of plastic, you will start to file it down. So, you know, it won't quite hold as well. So I just recommend that you don't do it often. And then with the missile here, you've got this nice flame detail, and you also have this attachment which you plug into there. As good as anything, as you can see. And then you take the missile and plug that on the end. And voila, you can recreate what's on the box. So that's very, very cool. And then just slip it into his hand. I will say be careful when slipping it into his hand because you don't want to snap the stock off. That's it. And then you just find a place where it sits nicely. And there we are. Exactly as he looks on the packaging. I'll just try and get his bit more straight. There we are. So that's very, very cool. I must say, I do think this is one of NECA's better figures. You know, like I said, the older figures I have a lot of issues with. I just find them to be very fragile and clunky, but I feel like this one has actually got quite some weight to him. You know, he feels very solidly made, and I just feel like he has a better center of gravity than most NECA figures from back in the day. I mean, it was 15 quid, and I was just like, you know what? I may as well. He looks interesting, and I think he'll look very cool on the shelf. And I actually really do like him. I think once I get him displayed next to my Terminator Endo Gunner, that'll look really, really great. I mean, as I said, this game was way before my time. You know, I've never played it, but, you know, it just looks cool. It looks like something that's nice to have on the shelf, and sometimes that's good enough for me. And, you know, 15 quid, I can't really argue. Can't really argue with that, so, yeah, try get him in a slight walking pose. There we are. So, I feel like I've kind of recreated what's on the box. That's very, very cool. Move that. There we are. It does kind of weigh him down a bit. This does, because it is quite heavy. But, yeah. Oh, that's nice. I like that pose. So, overall, what do I think of this figure? Well, really nice, you know. It's not really something that I particularly wanted, but I'm happy to have him. I really love the paint. I'm a huge, huge fan of this, you know, video game kind of colours. I love my video game Predator from Predator 2. I love my video game Endo Gunner. And, what else do I have? Oh yeah, my video game aliens. I have the Razor Claw and the Chrysalisk alien, and I hope to be able to track down the video game Predators at some point. I just think there's something about the video game figures, you know, just their design, their paint, it just really calls to me. And, you know, I'd love having a whole section entirely dedicated to them. I think that would be really nice. But overall, I think for my first ever Robocop figure, I really, really like him, and I hope to maybe pick up a standard one later on down the line. One set that I really wish I had got was the Endo Cop, which is a Terminator in Robocop armor with the Terminator dog. That looked like an amazing set. But the trouble is, in the UK, we get very limited stock when it comes to NECA figures. So, you know, once they've sold out, they're basically gone forever. So, who knows, maybe I'll be able to find them for a decent price. But just a quick video today, guys. Not really planned for this one, but I thought this is a figure I need to get round to reviewing. So very quickly, I'll just do you guys a comparison with my other video game figures. Okay, so for a quick comparison here, guys, here he is next to the Endo Gunner Terminator from the same game. So you've got Terminator versus Robocop, which is really, really cool. And I'm quite happy to have the both of them from the same game. Here he is with the Future War Terminator endoskeleton as well, so that looks really, really cool having the three of those together. Here he is also with the video game City Hunter from the Predator 2 video game, and as you can see, I can barely fit him on camera. And lastly, here he is when teamed up with the Power Arm Terminator from the Kenner Tribute series. So I'd like to thank you all so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, be sure to like, share, subscribe to join the Warren. And yeah, let me know down in the comments below what you think of this figure. Do you have him already, or are you planning on tracking him down? Like I said, 15 quid is a great price, and he doesn't seem to be as sought after this one. So yeah, if you can find him for a reasonable price, I'd highly recommend that you pick him up. So thanks ever so much for watching, guys, and thank you all so much for the support. At the time this video is going up, I am obviously past 300 subscribers, and that is absolutely amazing. I want to thank each and every one of you. You know, the Warren's getting quite cramped now, so we're going to have to dig some more tunnels and expand. But, you know, it's just an absolute pleasure to make videos for you guys, and I love it when you comment. I love it when you let me know how they went, and yeah. So I really appreciate you all, and thank you so much. So stay safe and happy wherever you are in the world, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.